Yo, hey, what's up? This is Donell Jones, and you're hanging out with GrownFolksMusic.com.
GrownFolksMusic.com.
Donell Jones. Welcome to GrownFolksMusic.com.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate
Thanks
that.
for your time. On
Yes,
Valentine's Day, you are gifting the fans with some love, a new album called
yes,
100% Free. That title has many meanings. Please explain it to us.
it does. Um, when the pandemic hit, we were all locked up for a little while, and we had to wear face masks. And I had got the idea to make an album, and the thought came, well, you should make an album and get away for free. And then another thought came, you should name the album 100% Free. And when I started to think about it, my journey over the last 7 years since I haven't released the album, I was really releasing a lot of things that I had been through, like alcoholism, thinking negative. So I had to let go of a lot of things. And it just resonated, that whole 100% free thing resonated with me because I think as a society, we're addicted to a lot of things. I think we're able to enjoy life and the things that come with life, but we overconsume things. And that's what really made me want to call the album 100% Free and kind of dedicate the tracks and all the things that's in the album towards that.
Talk about the vibe and the sound of the album, what we
Well,
can
the first
expect.
well the first track is called Fresh, and that particular song is about just being fresh. Everything about you is fresh. Forget about what happened yesterday. Wake up with a fresh mindset. Don't be scared to tell the truth. Live your truth. And that's what that pretty much what that song is about. It's a hip hop and R&B track. So it starts off with a little bit of hip hop and R&B. The next three tracks are ballads, and one is Karma Payback. That's my paying homage to one of my favorite groups out of Chicago, Stylistics. And the next track would be Deep Into You. And that's a really sexy track. I really made that for Valentine's Day because it's one of those tracks that, you want to be alone with your girl. And when you put that on, some things may happen. And then I have another track that comes after that, which is my favorite. It's called Serious. And it's an R&B groove. But what's different about that particular record is that it has all the elements of today, but it has the groove of the yesterday. So I kind of combine what's going on today with yesterday. So I'm really excited about that track. And then the next track will be a song called I Do, and it's a house track. Um, I'm from Chicago. A lot of people probably don't know that Chicago started house music, and I just had to pay homage to my hometown. I love house music, always have, and I just felt like I needed to do one. I never done one before, so I just feel like I wanted to do one. And then the next track on the album, which is called 100% Free, that's basically about being 100% free. Just it's a reggae track, and again, I love reggae music. Well, actually, it's reggae mixed with a little bit of African flavor.
Okay.
Yes. So, and the reason why I did that particular record and the house record is because also I wanted to reach a broader audience on this project. There's clearly a message in the music, so I just wanted to not only just do R&B because that just leans towards my core group, but I wanted to do something a little different so that I can get this music out and this message out to as many people as I can. And I felt like those two genres of music have a lot of people that listen. So I wanted to get that out. And then the last song not song, the last track is a meditation track. I learned how to meditate about maybe about 8 years ago. The first time I ever tried, I had this excruciating headache because my body didn't want to do it. So I kept doing it, and it just freed me from a lot of things. It also taught me that, everything that comes to my mind is it's just a thought. I don't have to pick up or do any of them. They're just suggestions. So learning that really taught me a lot about life and a lot about myself. And I just wanted to put a meditation track on the album, just so people, if you don't meditate, maybe you may you can listen to it and just relax if that's what you want to do.
Piggybacking on the 100% free name and the whole concept around it, if people do choose to pay for this album or give a donation for the album, part of the proceeds are going to a good cause. Is that correct? I'd like you to talk about what that cause is.
Yes, 25% of the proceeds will be going to missingkids.org. The reason is, again, when the pandemic started, somebody brought it to my attention that 800,000 children go missing every year. That is, that's ridiculous. You know, I have 6 children myself, and if one of my kids were to come missing, I'd be going crazy. I just couldn't understand why, as a culture, we're not hearing more about this. You know, it's not on the news every day. We see so many other things on the news, but this is big, and I just wondered why. So I just wanted to lend my voice and lend my platform just to speak about these kind of things, because I think it's very important that we pay a little bit more attention to our children. Not just the fact that, uh, what's going on, but even in the way we teach our children. We have to start teaching our children how to love and love themselves most of all. And that's what my goal is.
Before everything went left in 2020, we had an opportunity to speak with John B. And he talked about hooking up with you as a result of both of you performing on the Soul Train Awards. And then that opportunity turned into making a record and a video. First, how did it feel to perform on the Soul Train Awards and that warm reception that you got after performing? And second, talk about collaborating with John B on Understand.
Man, that made my heart melt. I mean, when I got the call, I was already excited. But when I hit the stage, it almost felt like it wasn't me. It felt like I was watching me perform. That's how it just felt really good. It's a difference when you sing in front of a crowd, but when you sing in front of your peers and people that do the same thing, and they show you that type of love, it just really made my heart melt. I felt really good inside, and I can't wait to have more experiences like that, because that was one of those moments that really made me feel good inside. And doing it with John, I mean, John is so incredible. He's a great person. He has a great spirit. After we did that show, we talked, and he was like, "Yo, man, I got this perfect record you can jump on. Would you like to do it?" He sent it to me. I did it immediately, no questions asked. I loved the record, and it did pretty good.
I love the record too. And I hope it
Thank
gets
you.
a little more traction
It
because
does. It needs
it's
more. It needs some more traction.
it's a bop. It's a great record. What I feel is missing from some of the newer artists that we see today is development. They haven't had time to prepare before they're put into the spotlight. Before you were put out front, you earned your chops by writing songs for other artists and
Yes.
studying under Eddie F. Talk about
Yes.
the working relationship with Eddie F. and how you feel being behind the scenes writing songs and you're working under him, how you feel that equipped you to be an artist.
Everything. When I first met Eddie, I was in a group, and I had no intentions on being a solo artist or anything like that. Eventually, the group had broke up. But Eddie to me is like a big brother. He brought me on his wings. He took me from Chicago, and I think I left Chicago around when I was 19 years old.
Mm.
And when I left, I never came back. I never came back. Just to visit and things like that. But I never came back. I stayed there. He put me around a lot of great producers like Dave Hall, Kenny Cornegie, Kenny Tongue. I mean, I really got a chance to hone my craft as a not only a songwriter but as a producer. I already knew how to play, but when he put me around those guys, I just sat back and watched them do their thing, and it made me better as a producer and a songwriter. I don't think I'd be where I am right now if I hadn't taken that journey. And it's definitely because of him. I always pay homage to him because, I mean, a lot of people don't know, man. Eddie has his hands in a lot of things. He's really quiet. He's a quiet guy,
Mhm.
but he's so inspirational, man. He's done so many things for this music business, that it just countless things that he's done.
Are there any young artists out there who you see now that you see something in them the way Eddie saw something in you that you'd like to write or produce for?
Well, I've got a chance to work with one of them. Jacquees would be one. I mean, I love this young guy, man. He has a little bit of swag about himself. You know, when he
To
said he
say
was
the
the king
least.
of R&B.
Yeah, to say the least.
Right.
But if you don't believe it, then why would anybody else? So
Exactly. You know, it was funny when he said it, but you know what? I looked at it, I said, you know what? That's a smart move because what it did was it made people focus on him. It was like, okay, well, if he's saying this, let me find out who he is.
Mhm.
So I think that helped him a lot. I love his voice. He has a very, very unique voice. And he gave me the opportunity to produce a song on his first album, which was called 23.
Speaking of producers, the producers you were saying that Eddie F had you around. When we think of Kyle West, we tend to think of I'll Be Sure,
Yeah.
especially for the tagline, Kyle West, break it down.
Right.
But Kyle West put the special sauce on one of your biggest records. Tell me how Kyle West got involved with Where I Want to Be.
Okay. I had already had like a chord progression and I had some lyrics. Um, and Eddie was like, you know what, man? You should call Carl. You should call Kyle. So Kyle came over. I mean, this dude took this record from like my little chords and he elevated it to another level. You know, like Kyle is that guy for real,
Mm-hmm.
for real.
For real.
And then I just went in and I went in and I finished writing it. Um, but one thing I can say about him is he's very professional. He comes to work. He doesn't play around, and he's really, really dope at what he do. I mean, like this was years and years after he had already did the I'll Be Sure
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So I mean, Cal has always been dope. He's always gonna be dope. Like if you need something to be enhanced, he is
Mm-hmm.
awesome for that. He is awesome for that.
Speaking of Where I Want to Be, Black Twitter had a little thread about the video and you responded to that and it seemed to be all in fun. Talk about that.
Yeah. Well, which one? Because I've heard so many of
Well,
them.
the first one about the video being toxic and she didn't
Oh,
expect you to chime in and you actually chimed into the thread and had a little
yeah, I
fun
did.
with it.
You know what? Because I thought it was kind of funny. She was telling me that she was saying that I love the record, but you know, you just so toxic. And I had to explain. So I wanted to explain that the video itself was totally different than the record because the actual record he didn't cheat. What he did was he said, "I'd rather leave than cheat." But the video itself made it seem as if he was already cheating. But the real moral behind that story was that he didn't cheat. He was just trying to tell her that, I'm having these feelings, something is going on, and I just want to let you know this is what it is.
I was yesterday old when I found out that Anthony Hamilton had something to do with You Know What's Up. How did Anthony Hamilton get onto You Know What's Up? And do you have any fun stories about making the song and making the video?
I mean, Anthony is just all the way. He just so dope. It don't make any sense. I mean, he's been in the business for a long, long
People
time.
don't realize
So
that
to
he's
see
been around a
how,
long time.
yes, so to see how he has grown and catapulted and I mean, I love him, man. Like he's a really good dude. Him, Belial, and this other writer by the name of Cliff Lighty wrote that record. And when I heard it, it was amazing. Uh, I don't have any fun stories to tell about it because we just went in and we just did it. But when I was on that video set and watching Left Eye walk down that hallway like that, I
Mm-hmm.
was immediately in love. I mean, I was in love. I wish I could have dated her, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, she was so incredible. I really appreciated her for jumping on that record because I think without her being on it, it wouldn't have had the same success. At that time, TLC was the biggest group in America. She had just burned down Andre Rising House, so that really took them to a whole nother level.
Mm-hmm.
And then people was like, okay, well, who was this guy? Why would she jump on his record? Let's find out who he is. So I think she really opened me up to a bigger fan base, definitely.
I think the video elevated the song as well
Yeah.
because we weren't used to seeing Lisa look so sexy.
Yeah.
When they first came out, they were really covered and her eye was covered and the hat and all that. And so when she came down that hallway, it's like,
Oh,
who is that? Who is that? She shut it down. I was like, who is
yeah,
that?
she shut it down for real. She had all of us looking like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. What is your definition of grown folks music?
I think my definition of grown folks music is music that touches the soul. I think that, music that's truthful and honest to who you are. From the beginning, I've always written songs about what I go through in life and my personal relationships, makeups, breakups. And I think that, we as people, we all go through the same thing, probably at different times in life. But if you say something to the people that they can resonate with and it touches their hearts, you can work forever.
After everything you've been through, speaking of the ups and downs that you've been through personally and professionally, who do you say that Donell Jones is?
Um, I'm really quiet, for a long time. I've been an introvert, really trying to get out of that. Um, I just really love to make music. It's something that I've been doing since I was a kid. Um, I'm a husband. I'm a father, and I love people. I love to teach. I love to share um, my stories and my life with people. That's who I am.
This is the part of the interview before you go that you get to shout it out. And what that means is that you get to tell us all things Donell Jones, where we can get this new album 100% free, where we can follow you on your social media platforms, all things Donell Jones.
Okay. Well, I love you fans out there. I love everybody out there. I really appreciate it. The album is called 100% Free. You can download it on my website, which is DonellJonesMusic.com. You'll also be able to donate to the Kid Foundation. Uh, I'm sorry, I'm a little stumbling right now, but you'll be able to download the album from my website as well as you can get it on iTunes. Pre-order right now. And again, we're donating money to missingkids.org. So I really appreciate you guys. You can check me out on Twitter. That's Donell Jones 96. My Facebook is Donell Jones Music. And my Instagram is Donell Jones Forever. Yes.
Donell Jones, we appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
All the best with everything.
I appreciate you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
GrownFolksMusic.com